morning, beautiful souls. A moment of truth. Are we walking the walk, talking the talk? Are we preaching or are we teaching? Are we actually doing stuff we're expecting our kids to do? Are we the amazing, loving, whatever, romantic or non-romantic, whatever you desire, partner that we're expecting the other half to be towards us? Now, how did I come up to thinking to this was I was listening to addictions and how kids are addicted to screens and how they're feeding the addiction by the need of touching the phones. They cannot complete one single task because, why? They cannot complete anything they're doing. And the reason being is because they can't focus. They don't take responsibility. They have this need to be on the phone all the time just to check. They're not even doing anything proper. But then again, I've heard the child's response going to the parent, going, well, you're on the phone all the time as well. And we need to look at ourselves and being a role model of something. Now, whether it's parent, whether it's partner, whether it's coach, whether it's whatever you're doing in your life, are we being the example? That example we're expecting others, or we would love others to be. I still remember the story which Morrissey was talking about, where the mom or grandma, I can't remember which one, was taking a little boy to a Gandhi, and they traveled across India quite, long time in the train. It was an emotional and physical journey. By the time they reached them, the grandma asked Gandhi, could you please tell my little boy or grandson to stop eating sugar? The reason being he started having some health issues. So he was actually advised by a doctor to stop eating sugar. And because the parents were telling him many times and he wouldn't listen, then they took him to Gandhi, who he really adored. Now, Gandhi said, can you come back next week? And the mother just didn't understand, when all this time and money they spent to travel all day to see him. So they went back. A week later, they came and they been seen by him. And the Gandhi lowered down and he said, stop eating sugar. Because it's really not helping your health. And the boy, was looking at his God or admirer, someone in his sort of mental mind, someone he really looked up to. He listened to him. And the mother or grandmother said, well, why couldn't you tell him this last week? And he said, because I was still eating sugar last week. I love that story. This demonstrates to us how many times we're asking people to do something and we haven't done it. This is why, like Peggy or Bob or, all my amazing mentors I went through, they all say one thing. It's follow people with results. And this is, if I want to lose weight, I'm not going to go to someone who's overweight. If I want to be richer, I'm not going to go and ask for help to someone who's poor. If I want to look great or I want to be confident, I'm going to look for someone who demonstrates confidence. If I'm going to hike the mountains, I'm going to actually ask someone who hikes the mountains. I'm not going to ask someone who's never been and never done it. So we really need to look first at what we're doing, because whatever we are doing comes with who we are being. Are we being the person that we're preaching, teaching, sorry. And this is, by the way, it's the same thing, but it's just so important. Am I really someone who, if I'm teaching you how to change your mindset, do I actually understand what the mindset is? I have a way to go. I'll be very honest. My growth's been transformational. But I feel like the more I know, the bigger the world is. And there's so much more. It's like opening. My knowledge is going greater and greater every day. And I'm seeing there's so much more to learn. But it's okay. It's your attitude towards life. So let's just have this quiet moment. And if we ask kids, stop shout, are we actually shouting? If we ask a partner to be like this, am I a match for what I actually would love or desire? And that really takes you back to just be who you would love to be, and then allow others to have the ripple effect of your being.